What's going on, guys? Sir Wayne here, bringing you the Allies Doctrine and a guide on it and everything that I've learned on being the Allies Doctrine. Now, this is the most played doctrine, and I am most experienced with this doctrine. I believe it to be the best, definitely my opinion. But the stats, the good and the bad, as far as its overall, it's just better in my opinion than anything else, and the units fit my playstyle a bit more. So uh, I think overall, as well as the individual units, the boosts that it gives you are just better. As far as the game itself, But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Production time, you get 30% off the top. So basically, you're building it 70% instead of everything else being built at 100%. So automatically, the production time is huge. Research cost and time, 25% off. 25% off all research and cost time. That's insane. And then on top of that, then they're not done. They're not done. And then upgrade cost and time, 20 minus 20%. Uh, that's insane. That's insane. So basically, and then they get a minus 10% movement speed, so basically we're rolling around the slowest units in the game, which is fine compared to what you get, because what you're going to do is you're going to make up for it in leveling up units and being really high level units versus other people not being so high level, common turn. All right. So, this doctrine is definitely my favorite by far, and I think, like I said, it's definitely my opinion the best. But let's get into it. The infantry, not a whole lot going on here. They got paratroopers and commandos, and that's all they have good for them going on. I'm not going to go over the bad. You can see the bad, just the day's availability. But the commandos and paratroopers, which I don't use either one of those, so I don't use any of the benefits from that. And then the artillery is your SP artillery, arguably one of the best units for the best land artillery in the game as far as 100 maps go, because of its speed and getting across the map and everything. And you get a 15% damage against tanks. And I think that's just heavy armor. Is that heavy? Yeah, that's got to be heavy armor there. Yeah, heavy armor. And then 10% hit points damage. So I know that don't seem like a whole lot, but when you stack them, 3 to 5 to 7 to 10, that adds up. You're no longer getting just 15%. Really, that 15% adds up. That 10% hit points really adds up when you're hitting them. So, the hit points is actually health, as you can see. But hey, I'll take it. 15%, 10%. That's good. So we moving on. All right. So the next is the tanks. I use tank destroyers. Really, really good. You get 15% movement speed, 10% against production cost. Hey, I'll take production cost any day. They are definitely trying to make it cheaper for you. And then moving on to planes, you get air, and you get the fighter availability earlier. And the tax, you get damage against light armor, 15%, which is good because tax are not, they're initially course for infantry, not for armored divisions. That's what your attack bombers are for. And then you get a 15% attack range. So better for light units, helps you out a little bit, and better for attack range, 15%, and day availability is earlier. So really, really, really nice. And next is a strategic bomber. Your attack range, 15% and 10% in hit points. So health, right? When I say hit points, let's understand that hit points is your health per unit. So your attack range is 15%. This right here is what I use instead of your paratroopers to knock out airstrips, because of the reach and everything. It is just, in my opinion, a better way to go for me. Moving on to Naval, the biggest thing that they have is destroyers. What they get boost is 15% against said subs. Yeah, that's subs, and then 15% against 15% movement speed and day availability is earlier. Same thing with aircraft carriers. Uh, it's nice to get a boost with the destroyers, but they automatically beat subs, so they're better, obviously, right? Naturally, they're going to beat subs, but to get a little bit of boost, that's fine, that's cool. But the speed is also nice. That we get 10%. So, but technically, consider the Doctrine overall, you get a 10% speed deduction, so you get 15% there. So basically, you only get 5%, which is fine. It's fine. You get a little bit faster destroyer. It's okay. Not by much, but I wouldn't count it. Nothing for the secrets except the nukes. You get days of availability earlier, which we won't use anyway. But if you were going to use allies, if you want to get nukes, this is definitely the country to do it with if you want, or the Doctrine to do it with if you wanted to do that. All right. But anyway, so moving on, let's go into, and of course, I wish they'd fix that. I hate coming in, clicking the thing, and then trying to come back over, and the internet's gone, and it's gone every single time. It's so annoying. It's one of the most discouraging things that has, for me, Call of War has ever had. I really wish Batra would fix that. I don't know why it's doing that. It's never done that before, and I don't know, is it doing it to you guys? I'm not sure. Let me know. Comment below. Let me know if that's doing that to y'all, but it sure is doing it to me, and I really don't like it. So let's go to Allies Doctrine. So what I do in infantry, I go to mechanized infantry, and I do level 1 first and then level 2 later. I don't prioritize that. The reason I do the mechanized infantry is to help out with my food. I'm always having 100,000 at the end of the game, and I just need that to level out. Maybe give me some more iron and oil, and especially goods later on, because as you can see, they are mostly food. There's no goods at all. Kind of high in manpower, which is fine. We're going to make sure we get enough manpower. And then they use iron and oil, which they don't do the rare. And before we were doing the ACs, and as you can see, ACs, we're still doing ACs, but not as much. They were doing a lot of goods, iron and oil, but not. But we've replaced it and added food into it instead. We're still going to do ACs, probably going to do it at level 2. But anyway, let's move on to the artillery. I decided to go with level 3 artillery because it looks so sweet. No, I'm just kidding. But it does look so sweet, though. I'm not even going to lie. It looks really good. I've been testing out level 3. I don't know for sure, if this is 100% the best way to go as far as any of these units at which level, because allies is so, you can go so much with allies. You can do so much with allies. There's such a complicated regiment, what you want to do, or recipe, or whatever it is. But I always go the highest I can possibly go with anti-air. Max those babies out, because we do not want to deal. We have to make sure that we dominate the air, keep our stacks safe. Good stuff. So anyway, definitely max out your anti-air. I only leave level 1 artillery. You can do level 2 artillery if you got time. Reason why I keep this so low is that way I can build it in the front line. I can have front line artillery, and I can take a city, and I could have 4 or 5 artillery the next day. I could go to sleep, wake up with 4 or 5 artillery. Bam, just like that. And it's level 1 artillery. I know it's not the best in the world. I like it at level 1. I'm going to keep it at level 1, but I can pop somebody, no problem. I'm not running anti-tanks because we're going to be running tank destroyers. And the tank destroyers are also going to be our meat shield, getting on to tank destroyers. Tank destroyers is very optional how far you want to go. They also have a stealth ability. They're hidden in forests, and they can't be revealed by anything except a stealth unit that has the same level or higher than them. So note that. But I got them here at level 4. These guys are tank, 80 health. I mean, these guys are stout. And these are to soak up any damage, to deal with as far as planes coming over you and patrolling over you. They're going to soak up a lot of that damage. They're going to give you a big, fat, healthy stack. They're also going to, anybody running armor into your stack, they're going to deal with it. No problem. As well as, that's why you're running the mechanized infantry. The mechanized infantry is going to do very well against your infantry, anything that's smashing your stack, and it's going to deal with it. Next up is going to be, let's go back to artillery. And then, you're going to have this in your stack. You're going to have something stout in your stack, anti-air. You're also going to have this as well in your stack. Notice that if you have this in your stack, it's going to slow you down. So what you would do is essentially move these infantry divisions into their own stacks when you want to get the speed boost of your mobile units, your armored units. But essentially, what it's going to look like is you're going to be using your SP artillery, mowing stuff down, and then you're going to have your tank destroyer, your mechanized infantry, protecting it essentially, and storing up that big, fat, healthy, stack, health-wise. But anyway, so moving on to the planes, we're going to run fighters as max as possible, keep them upgraded, keep them rocking and rolling. You got tanks. I'm actually going to keep them around the level 4 level. I'm not really maxing them out. I'm just trying to be a little bit more conservative in the resource department. Just kind of see where it goes. I'm usually maxing out certain units, but kind of lacking on the air. Just trying to. This map's pretty much almost gone, but just trying to see what. Testing it. Strategic bombers at level 3, I'm fine with that. Maybe level 4, but I'm really hinting on level 3. The only real purpose they have is knocking out the strategic bombers and any trucks that the planes may turn into. If you knock out the airport, they will turn into planes. Attack bombers, only level 3. I think I will move those to level 4 at some point. Could do that now. Sure, why not, right? Let's see here. Naval, we're just running subs in this one right here. Level 3 subs. I don't see the point to go any further because I got Japan, Pan Asia. He has naval superiority, so I don't see a point in going any further than that. I was wanting to run max naval bombers. So that would be the way to go, not this. That's what I was trying to do before I got sick. And then moving on to secret. But let's touch on naval one last time. On the naval, I just didn't want to build a navy this game. I wanted to rely more on Pan Asia for the naval battles. I also didn't want to waste the points. So I'm going to test out the sub. And of course, I was going across Asia, so this will probably not be a factor next game, moving transport ships or leveling them up. But I'm trying to conserve as much resource points as I can as far as researching. I know that that's what allies are for, is really being able to research a lot of different things, and I do plan on doing that. But at the same time, you do want to have, you do still have to pick and choose. Next is secrets is going to be your rocket artillery. Same thing with the regular artillery. Keep them at level 1. I keep them at level 1 so I can make them very quickly on the front line, and they can be useful very immediately, very fast, and you kind of get a common turn effect of that. So it's very, very, very useful, especially if you're in other people's waters, other people's continent, and you're not quite set up yet. So once you get set up, you can start, pretty well set up. You can just really pop those off. So very good. Your SP artillery, it's not, it's very, very, very standard, but it's another mobile unit that you can throw in the mix that you can build. I'm not gonna say relatively quickly, but it's another city that you can put a secret place in and start popping those off instead of having to rely on a ordnance foundry to build another one. The biggest thing though is though you're going to be pumping secrets out of this. You're going to have a secret. You're going to be pumping out of a particular city. You're going to be pumping secret. What's it called? Secret something something something. I'm having a brain fart, guys. All right, secret lab. So basically, the whole idea behind having a secret palace or a secret lab, why did I say palace? And then an ordnance foundry is I'm going to be pumping these out of that. And yes, you can be like, well, you should be pumping out the ordnance foundry here instead of the secret lab because you're boosted for that. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, what's the difference? There's rare material here coming out. So, and then there's no goods. So what's that mean? That means I can build more SP artillery as well. There's too many games where I've done SP artillery and I've made the switch to start building some SP artillery or rocket artillery as well. Not a whole lot, but just enough to take the edge off to where I have goods. See, I have a little bit of goods to build that SP artillery, so I can still build both, and that's why I moved over to build SP artillery. So I do have, and if I run into infantry, they fire off and fire good. And as you can see here, I've got an SP artillery here, as well as regular SP artillery, good tank destroyers, and then SP anti-air. Now that's a small stack. I don't really have. I got some big stacks. Let's see here. I got another big stack down here. Let's see here. That's my infantry. See how I've broken it up with the anti-air and the artillery and the infantry and the rocket artillery. That way we keep the speed right. So that's going to be a slower unit. But if you come down here, you see my fully mobilized mechanized. I got mechanized infantry, SP artillery, SP anti-air tank destroyers, and SP rocket artillery, a full speed rockin' and roll death machine. All right, rockin' and roll death machine, and let's see here. We'll just go over here, and basically that's pretty much how allies go. Also make light tanks for the same purposes I would make motorized infantry, and that is to just take these little small spots here. Let me know if you guys want me to bring you the probably the last. Nothing is happening in this 100 map, so that's why I'm not making any new one. So everything just kind of seems to be ending and done. So I don't think I'll make another video. There's not really a point, unless you guys really think I should, but I don't really think I should. There's not really any point. But here's a huge stack right here. Look at this. AC in it. I do mechanized infantry, 6 anti-air, SP anti-air, 10 SP anti-air. That is a huge stack. My goodness, look how much that's firing. That's 10, so that's 40 something. Be 60 against that. Wow, almost. Wow, that'd be 98. Would it be 980? Be 980? I'm not sure. It'd be times 10. So, man, my brain's just not working today. I'm trying to think what would be the total hit points for that. But anyway. Like I said, my brain's not working super well today. Very unfortunately, getting off the sickness has really left me very, very drained, but I'm definitely trying to bring you guys content. Tank destroyers are looking stout, but that's my best unit. But of course it is, let's see here, day 16, so we still don't have to worry about nuke coming in yet. Oh, we do. For me. Yeah, because it just turned 16. Okay. Okay. Well, let's hope he doesn't have any. But if he did, he'd have to really know how to use it because I got anti-air in there. But if he does, he does. If he don't, he don't. Oh, my goodness. Stop taking my stuff. That's my city, sir. Noxious. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. But, yeah, these guys are definitely being annoying. NPCs, you gotta love them, right? But anyway, that's gonna do it for as you can see the planes. I don't have enough fighters. Strategic bombers very low, which is fine. That's what I wanted. Good on tactical bombers. Good on attack bombers. I do need more fighters. Fighters are something that you really just don't get enough of. You have to have air superiority. Losing to air is a very, very bad deal. There's a lot of things in this map, a lot of things for allies that you can do as far as your builds that you can do. You can go heavy artillery, you can go heavy air, you can do a lot of different things. You can max your units out pretty much to the max. I'm just trying to find the perfect little remedy, and I feel like I'm on to a better version of allies than I have been, and I've been working on this on allies almost since it came out. I started with axes and then moved over to allies. Allies is so strong. So, and I don't think there is a better doctrine than allies. I think they're the best. I think they're probably the hardest because they're not as straightforward as the other uh, doctrines. And what I mean by straightforward, I mean like their builds. Like there's so much you can do with it because their research is cut in half and their research costs time and such. So, and you can really upgrade them once you build them at a cheaper level with that 20%. I know it's not a huge discount, but it's still a discount and it does matter. It will help out. Especially if you're like playing as ally. If you don't think it'd help out, play as axes and then tell me if it helps out or not. But anyway, that's going to do it for this. I will try to bring you guys the axis one as soon as I possibly can, but I need an axis map to start one of those to do that. But until next time, thank you guys so much. Like, comment, and subscribe.